Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Workers' Party rally in Yishun GRC. Today, I want to talk about focus. Some of my anti-government friends who like to watch the opposition throw fireworks at the PAP government asked me why the Workers' Party didn't speak up more in Parliament. I told them we did. We speak up a lot, but it's just that the media don't report a lot of it. We have a report card. Called the Workers' Party in Parliament 2011 to 2015. You'll find it in the GE Hammer. You can also download it on our website. So go look it up, pass it around, send it to your friends. Tell them that the Workers' Party has been speaking up a lot in Parliament. The thing is that the Workers' Party doesn't believe in disrupting the work of the government. When there is a progressive policy that benefits the people, we will support it. When there is a policy we think is not the right one to help Singaporeans, we will oppose. But we will oppose rationally and responsibly. We fire questions, but we do not throw fireworks in Parliament. Guess who likes to throw fireworks in Parliament? With all the name-calling and colourful words like red herring and harakiri. That's why I want to talk about focus. Don't be distracted by the PAP fireworks. If you like, enjoy it. But after that, as we say in Singapore, don't blur. Focus. All right? Focus on the important things. The biggest policy the Workers' Party opposed in Parliament was the PAP's population policy. The PAP wants to use immigration to fill in gaps in the workforce to meet targets of annual 3% GDP per year. They want a sustainable population for a dynamic Singapore. That's the title of the population policy paper. The Workers' Party reversed the focus. We called for a dynamic population for a sustainable Singapore. It's not that we are trying to be funny. Let me explain the difference. So listen carefully. The PAP's population policy is called Sustainable Population for Dynamic Singapore. The Workers' Party is Dynamic Population for Sustainable Singapore. Okay? Okay, let me explain the difference. The way the PAP sees it, the population is a problem. Singaporeans are a problem for the PAP. We are aging, we are not making enough babies, we are not talented enough, we are always getting blamed. So they want to solve the problem by making the population sustainable, by using immigration. The foreign workforce grew from over 600,000 people in 2004 to 1.35 million in 2014. This means the foreign workforce, foreign workers, foreign talent, doubled in 10 years, times 2. Mr. Lim Swee Say recently said that the PAP will maintain 2/3 Singaporean core in the workforce. But according to the figures, the Singaporean core forms only 62% of the workforce today. As my friends would say to me if they think I'm wrong, hello, uncle, can you get your facts right? 62% is less than 2/3, okay? So if this is the case, then is Mr. Lim going to reduce the workforce numbers to get the Singaporean core back up to 66%? It seems no, because a few days later, he said what he meant by the workforce is only the manufacturing and service sectors. So he leaves out the construction sector, which is precisely where we are swarmed by low-wage foreign workers and where productivity is very low. So very convenient. And you know what is worse? Mr. Lim said that the current percentage in the manufacturing and services sector is 75% Singaporean core, which means there is scope. There's a lot more scope for the PAP to bring in more foreign manpower. You know, when Mr. Lim Swee Say was Labour Chief in 2010, in response to worries about a huge influx of 100,000 foreign manpower a year, he said, this shows the strength of job creation in Singapore and should not be viewed with concern. Recently, Mr. Lim changed the tune when talking to business leaders. He said if we continue to let in foreign manpower, the ratio of local workers versus foreign manpower will continue to decline. He said one day Singaporeans will wake up to find ourselves as a minority in our Singaporean workforce. And of course, that's not sustainable, that's not desirable. Now, this is a big U-turn in thinking, and it's a recent U-turn. And we co-drivers, we welcome the U-turn. But there is one more problem. The focus is still on foreign manpower and thinking of the population in terms of sustainable. In our response to the PAP's immigration-based population policy in 2013, we called for the government to focus instead on Singaporeans. Don't think in terms of a sustainable population. Don't focus on foreign manpower. Don't think in terms of a planning perimeter of 6.9 million people, which will result in only 55% Singaporeans in 2030 in this country. But please, tolong. Think in terms of a dynamic population of Singaporeans who are empowered to compete internationally and who will be confident to become productive workers. The Workers' Party say to the government, limit foreign manpower growth now. Keep the numbers of foreign manpower constant. This will take away the focus on foreign manpower. Focus instead on encouraging higher labor force participation by senior workers, female workers wanting to re-enter the workforce, and discourage workers who lost their confidence. Focus on employment security, CPF adequacy, innovation, lifelong learning, skills future. Focus on empowering Singaporeans in our workforce and local enterprises who hire most of the Singaporeans. The PAP's population policy seeks to achieve a dynamic Singapore, but ours is different because we seek to achieve a sustainable Singapore. The PAP wants dynamic economic growth. Workers' Party want a dynamic Singaporean core. Dynamic growth does not ensure that the benefits of economic development go to the masses of Singaporeans. Growth was dynamic in the last 10 years because of massive immigration. But the masses of Singaporeans struggled to stay afloat. Only the minority of the top 10% really benefited. With this kind of wealth created in this country by our workers should not be struggling to catch up with inflation and rising cost of living. Are you struggling to pay for a HDB flats? Or worry about falling sick because of healthcare bills? What about our children? How are they going to manage? And these are real questions, and these are questions that are asked by my parents. And me too. This is why we want a sustainable Singapore. We want sustainable growth. We don't want a dynamic growth that will cause us to burn out after 10 years. My parents used to come home from work at 6 p.m., sometimes 5:30, sometimes 5 p.m. when I was young. Now it is more common for people to reach home at 8 p.m. if the trains do not break down. Do we want our children to work 12 hours in the future to keep up with dynamic growth? No, we don't. Everywhere I go, Singaporeans seem to be very tired of running to stand still like hamsters, inside the cage. The PAP likes to talk about leadership renewal. They are talking about themselves. What we need here is people renewal. We need to renew ourselves as a people, to be empowered again, to be able to seize our future for ourselves. The PAP likes to talk about building a strong team. Again, they are talking about themselves. What we need is a strong people who is not afraid of anything and can lead the nation forward with our diverse talents and excelling in our fields. We need to focus on Singaporeans. So, we want a sustainable Singapore that will last at least the next 50 years. We need to get this government to focus, to don't blur, to focus on the right thing, focus on Singaporeans. We, the Workers' Party, will help them to focus. Empower your future, vote Workers' Party. Thank you.